Hey, Battle Price. This is Price is Wrong with Battle Vortex, and we are doing a roundtable show today. And the topic is primarily going to be surrounding Ascension, which is the September event that's currently in progress. I do have another arbiter on here with me. Extreme XC29 is here.
Yo, what's up?
And I got a couple of guys that were guest arbiters. Well, I know Damnation and Hellfire was a guest arbiter. Is somebody? Is that me? Oh, never mind. That was me. I was here on the YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. You know, they got it set up now where it does. You don't actually get the option to mute until after it starts, man. It's frustrating.
Actually, you know, it kind of gives you an ad for previous videos you've done. If you exit out of those, you get the option to mute it before it starts. So it's just being blocked.
Okay. I'll have to get with you on that later. Maybe I'll understand what you're talking about. But anyway, yeah, Damnation and Hellfire's on here. I know Vlad is probably going to be on the show with us this Thursday. I've already talked to Vlad about being on the show this Thursday. I don't think we're going to have Cap Nash with us. But anyway, the primary target, we do have a lot of regulars and one new guy. Well, he's new to me. Apparently he's been on here before. I see like Phantom Menace has been on here before, but just never with me. And then we got, of course, got White Star, Joel's a regular. We got Dirty Harry, Toxic, and Legman is all on here. I think I hit everybody. And but anyway, I guess we're here to talk about Ascension, and I know there's a lot of excitement going on right now, and you know, in the community, a lot of people are really anxious to be on here and just to vent a little bit. I think is because did I forget? I forgot my overlay. Oh, you're talking to Dirty. Oh, my bad. Anyway, sorry, I'm easily distracted. But yeah, we had the monthly event started on Thursday. There's been a lot of complaints because basically a lot of the targets seem nearly indestructible. I mean, you have to have very specific tech. Just not regular tech will do it. You have to have high-end tech, highly retrofitted, that kind of thing. So a couple of things I think that Kixeye's done to kind of pour a little bit of salt in the wound so far was instead of actually fixing it, they did give everybody like 4 million points. Did everybody here get their 4 million points?
Yeah.
And they also they tweaked the difficulty from what I understand on the 35s. and
nothing else.
And they actually tweaked up the sector points too, I think, on the 35s and on the 55s, from what I understand. But I don't know. It's like every time I've been on stream and I go look around, there's almost nobody. I mean, I think the last time I streamed, I managed to find 1 or 2 people actually doing the event. But the targets are just so ridiculously overpowered. You know, and I think the thing that Kixeye's done to pour salt on the wound was they recommended some retrofits. So basically, if you're somebody who doesn't mind going out and coining some fleets like real quick so you can do the event, that's pretty much what they're advising you to do. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty blatant, you know. And then they put out a video showing, oh, well, this is how you do it. This is how you drive your ships and this kind of thing. And I think that there was kind of crazy, too, is because the video that they put out, it was obviously on a test server. It wasn't on a live server. It's because they had all of their components retrofitted to R16. Okay, so it obviously was not. They said it was actually R15. The R16 was just graphical. I'm like, come on, man. I mean, you know, yeah, I mean, it was obviously on a test server at that point, right? Or else the guy would have been banned. and being on a test server, it's like we don't even know if the targets are the same, you know. It's just how many times have we seen videos come out from Swag, and what happened in his preview video is not was the reality that was introduced to the community. You know what I mean? Anyway, I guess we'll just start going down the line and getting letting the panel here discuss and put your thoughts out there. If there's anybody on here that's doing the raid and having some success, I'd really want to know about that too. So I don't want it to be completely negative. I just have a hard time that if I said that's what I was looking for, we wouldn't have a show at all. And so that's why I just went ahead and opened it up, and I'm just going to go ahead and let everybody vent. Extreme, did you have anything you wanted to say first, or?
I mean, honestly, I was actually very excited for this. It was a new faction that actually had some creative ideas behind as far as the naming and themes is concerned. They even told us, hey, here are the ships, here's what they're going to do, here's how they're supposed to perform, it's going to be subs, so you figured, prepare your sub killers, and you get in there and you might as well just be, throwing paper at it. So I was very disappointed, but I guess I shouldn't have been surprised.
My siege, I got a Nighthawk fleet that's legendary. Siege torpedoes. Their siege torpedoes are only R10. Okay, they're not R15. Okay, but everything else on them is R15, and is maxed out. And man, I mean, I felt like I was just going up and just tickling the ships with my, it's like I wasn't doing anything. I mean, it was like my torpedoes were so irrelevant. My ships were so irrelevant. And then when I actually got close enough for them to see me one time, every volley killed a sub. Every volley. I was streaming it on Twitch, and I had like 312 viewers. I've had like well over 3,000 hits on that video already too, man. And everybody pretty much is saying the exact same thing. And it's pretty crazy.
Mm.
All right, Legman, you're next over on my panel. Did you? What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, I mean, I was the same. I was really excited, looking forward to it. As some know, I like to grind. I like a challenge. I'm home for the raid, so I was really looking forward to it. But the problem is, there's no way around it. There's no way to even be small coiner. It's just so hard and so, like, there's not a challenge there because there's no tactics involved. It's just full-on damage, basically. And so I stopped.
Yeah, getting in there to take shots at them wasn't really an issue at all, was it? But it's just the fact that the shots that you were taking really wasn't doing much.
And the thing is, like even if I was to coin, I would have to do a shitload of coins just to get these prizes, and I think to myself, well, I can use those coins to do other builds and refit things for the next raid. So I'd rather, if I was going to do, I'd rather do that. But it was just a case that even if I could grind a few points and hardly coin or no coin, I wasn't going to get enough points.
Yeah. Well, Vlad, what are your thoughts?
I kind of dreaded this raid going into it. I had a feeling that there was going to be problems. I didn't think the problems were going to be that it was going to be utterly unplayable. I did a 55 and it tore up 3 fleets and gave me 41,000 points, and I said, well, I've seen enough. And then the Kixeye comes in, and of course Doom Rooster posted those 100-day fleets that Liam mentioned in the Thursday broadcast, which was kind of a poke in the eye. And they said, oh, we're going to fix it. We're going to nerf the 35s, and then we're going to give you more points for everything else. Well, the problem is not that they weren't paying out enough points. The problem is that they were slaughtering my fleets within seconds of them entering. It's a game. It's supposed to be fun. I understand for it to be fun there has to be a challenge. Nobody finds it fun to send their fleet in, especially a fleet that they've worked hard on ranking and retroing, and watching it just get annihilated. So I did my 155, and I haven't been back in since.
Heard that. Toxic, how you faring? You doing okay on the raid, or?
Well, just like everybody else, I was excited. New faction, something that I thought I would be good at, killing subs, because I've got this fleet that can kill 2 Krakens without dying. And I thought I'd improve that fleet by putting cryos on it. And I put a cryo on each. And I drove in, and it had basically no effect at all. And I thought, whoops, that's not good. And yeah, that's where I sort of stopped. I've tried a few missile fleets. I've got 2 of the Rhinos that haven't got any armor on it, and I sent that in with a tank in front. That sort of helped, but yeah, I was ready to put $50 in or 500 coins or whatnot. But no, not for that. There's no way I can get anything except for the Trident missile maybe.
Yeah, I got suckered in, man. They put that little sail in the raid real early, and I was just coming off a high from having that successful stream on Thursday, and I wouldn't bit the hook, man. It got me, and I'm definitely regretting it now.
Yeah, it's just so sad because I think that most of the community would have been excited about a new faction,
Yep.
something totally different, and then they do that. So yeah, that was my experience with the raid so far.
Dirty Harry, what you got?
Well, as was already mentioned, the point of the game is to find a challenge, right, and to feel like you've won. So when we go into to hit a target, you have options. The first option is to just go in and bull rush it. It's kind of like base hitting. You could go in and you could bull rush it if you have the strong fleet, and you could coin your way through it and be done with it. You could still do that with this raid. But that really doesn't constitute winning. Winning, to me anyway, is the opportunity to go in and find a trick, find a way to grind for points to do the thing very cheaply. Might take a long time, but to do it very cheaply. And every raid up to this point in time that I've participated in, that we've found situations like that where even smaller players could grind their way through it if they were willing to put in the time to do it. This is the first raid that I have not seen anyone come up with any options like that whatsoever. There is no way, in my mind, from a satisfaction perspective or an enjoyment perspective, to win. Now, a lot of times I'll go in and I'll find a trick or a way to grind through it and decide, I don't want to spend that much time, and then I'll start throwing coin at it and just bull rushing it and make my way through. But I still feel like I've won because I found some way to accomplish it easier or cheaper. Then it's up to me to make that decision how much money I want to put in to in exchange for time. In this scenario, this is the first one that, once again, that I've run into where there is no trade-off of time versus coin. No amount of time is going to allow you to grind your way through these targets. So from a satisfaction perspective, I have ground my way through it or coined my way through quite a bit of it, but I'm not enjoying it at all. And once I get one more prize, which is all I'm after, I'm done. I won't be looking to help anybody else out. I won't be looking to.
Well, helping people out's not really an option this time. So now there's no co-op. Co-op's been pretty much completely turned off, and that was another thing. I don't understand why they would do that. Obviously, if people are able to mitigate their damage by basically splitting it, and that's, I think, was what was happening. I mean, it just seems to me like the intent was there to. I mean, it seems like they're looking to make bonus money, not just keep the lights on money, but maybe they're all trying to earn some bonuses. But yeah, it's crazy, being that there's not even any co-op options available.
Yeah.
Phantom Menace, what you got?
Basically, I returned from holiday today. I looked at it. I did 3 stages of the Siege campaign and thought, no, sod this, and stopped. 700,000 points, and I just decided not to. Last raid I did 160 million. This raid I can't be bothered. I really can't.
Wow. So you went from 160 million last month to 700,000 this month?
Yep.
Wow. That's huge. That's really big.
I don't mind chucking coins in this game if it gives me some return, but this isn't going to give me any return for the amount of coins I'm going to be spending.
All right. Well, Joel, how's your event going so far?
Well, I refitted my Artemises because, well, it's sub, so, put some D missiles on them, slow them down. They have no effect. As soon as it hits them underwater, it goes away. Basically like the Rhino's unreactive trait. And depth charges, they're too slow, so there's that.
So they've got slow resistance, and they're too fast for depth charges to hit.
Yeah. And, of course...
Have your mines been hitting anything off the Artemises?
No. The mines have been targeted before they even get to the target because of the thermal range. And even the fast little guys, I have piranha drones, to help with the damage. They miss too, even when they're right on top of them. Does that make any sense?
Wow. Yeah, you got me. I got nothing for you, buddy. I got nothing for you. Damnation. What's going on, man? How's your event been so far?
Oh, it's absolutely awful. It is absolutely awful. I mean, my personal favorite was, the raid video that they put out in the middle of the raid, because you could tell when people would log onto the game, because the first thing they would do is start laughing in comms. They'd be like, "Oh my God, that's ridiculous!" And what planet do you live on that having to use 2 fleets to get through stage 1 of a campaign is doing good?
Yeah, just one encounter. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally ridiculous. And you figure that was probably like 15 coins at least per time you had to coin that fleet. So that's like 30 coins per stage. So 150 coins to do one thing of siege. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've seen how much gold he had.
27.
So, yeah, a little 12 gold here and 15 gold there didn't really mean anything to him.
No.
Well, I mean, we're not all developers that have 27,000 gold on our account.
Yeah, we don't get free gold, right?
And it's like, and as far as the 4 million points they gave everybody, my opinion, stuff that 4 million points and give me a raid I can frickin' play.
I kind of feel the same way too. I'm like, it just seems to me that they're fighting really hard to not fix the event, and I don't know. With the whole suggesting refits, to me, it was like an ethical line there that I think was crossed. You know what I mean? When basically, I mean, obviously they're in the business of selling advantages, right? And then, and then they turn around and they undermine their own advantages. So pretty much anything that's been out is pretty much useless unless your fleets. I mean, they recommended some fleets, and obviously, if what the developer used in that video was one of those, and R16 everything, and he still had to coin the fleet twice. I don't know, man. It's.
Well, and then they do Drac Attack and say, here's some build tokens to help with refits. Well, what the hell good is 2 days of refit tokens going to do me on these fleets that you're showing me? They're like 100-day builds to begin with.
Yeah, agreed.
Sorry for cutting in, but the 4 million points that they give you, you only got if you had participated in the raid before they brought that video out or whatever it was.
Yep.
Because my son had school studies to do in the university and he couldn't play, so he didn't get no 4 million points.
All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Speaking of them selling advantages and refits, can we go back to the show 10 days ago when Doom said, or X said to Doom, does that mean that Ballistics are going to work? And Doom gave that coy, maybe. Is there any place that anybody has seen that a Ballistic would scratch anything in this?
My friend actually has. He did. He said that it did a little bit better today than 2 days ago, but not much different.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and go to White Star. White Star, what are your thoughts so far on Ascension?
Well, I'm like everybody else. I was really, really looking forward to this raid, but no. I was actually, after hitting the elite and wasting 5 fleets in it and coining 120 coins just to do the elite, I was ready to quit the game. I thought
Just out of
enough.
curiosity, how many points did you get for your elite?
4 point somewhat million. It was just over 4 million.
But yeah, it's not really worth 120 gold. So per million, it sounds like it's costing you about 30 gold.
Yeah.
Or $3 per million.
And then I tried the siege, and that was like 80 coins. I thought, what the hell? And I was using missiles. I thought, this is not right. I started the raid with 603 coins. I thought, that should last me easy. By just doing a few, I was down to 154 coins in no time, and I had like no points. But I persevered, and I've actually found a way to do the siege by using a Grease Monkey's crew between 27 coins and 31 coins maximum, and that's to do all the campaign. What I did was I got the 9 million points and I took the Triton and I refitted my 2 Rhinos to take on the Tritons, and I used my 2 Rhinos with my Aegis and also my RAF. And what I did was I had my RAF in front, and I took out most of the little ships first, and then I noticed my RAF, it gives off like a pinch. I thought, tactic. So then what I started doing with my RAF is, with my ships behind it, heading straight into the middle of them, pinching them, so I could do a lot of damage.
Well, just out of curiosity, now you mentioned the grease monkeys. I guess do you actually spend uranium rolling for crews, or did you have those left over from way back when we used to get those campaigns? Or
I had that from left over from last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't rolled since they changed the way you get crews. I haven't spent any uranium on them. I mean, 500 for the small roll. I don't know, man. I don't extend them anymore either. I get the free crew, and that's all I do. But I mean, maybe that's just my personal bias, is because I don't know. It just seems to me like, I don't know. I figure, I just figure the way the government curbs activity, right, is they start taxing it. It's like smoking. They got cigarette taxes, and the government, that's how they curb activity, and I kind of feel like Kixeye's doing that. They don't want you hitting bases anymore, right? So they make it a premium, and I kind of feel that's what they did with the road crews, is they don't want people using them, so they make them harder to get, or at least make them just only available to the top. I don't know what else to say but coiners, you know what I mean? And I know I don't like to hate on coiners, so Dirty Harry's my friend.
I agree with their price, but them road crews, for the prices now, they could have done so much better with them road crews, made them for the current ships and not just left them as they are. But no, they just went down the greedy road. Oh, you get an extra 10 minutes. Wow. For what? An increase of 1,000%? I think not. They could have really done something special, but nah, they're just greedy.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. And then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and then I turned around to my. I put up a post on our alley page. I goes, my words. You're going to find that rogue campaign, we're not going to get it anymore because they don't want us to give us the legendary stuff. And am I right? 2 months later, we hadn't had it.
Yeah, I think the reason, and when Doom Rooster was on and he mentioned that they were, I think he mentioned that on the show, didn't he? That they kind of retired that campaign because
And I said bollocks to that. I didn't believe him.
Yeah, he said they retired it because I guess there's too many people doing it for nothing. Yeah, and
something about rebalancing it.
Yeah. So they want to redo it, and I don't know. I mean, I guess if they don't feel like, if people are doing it in damage free, I guess I can sort of kind of understand that if you got a large volume of people doing them for no damage. But I don't really recall them being the case. But I don't know. And maybe I just need to go back and watch a video because honestly I don't really remember that one.
No. But you only got 1 grease monkeys. Wow. If there were campaign you could do it over and over again, then yes, fair enough. But you're only getting 1 grease monkey.
Yeah, a month. Yeah, it was 1 grease monkey a month, and I never had one before that campaign came out. And since it's gone away, I haven't had one since.
No.
Wasn't it the same with the Crypt Keeper? It was just not making kicks enough money, so they retired the Crypt Keeper. And it's the same with the grease monkey.
I know a lot of people like to call Kixeye greedy, and quite honestly, that just kind of closes the door on the conversation. You know what I mean? By suggesting motive, and I mean, I guess we can all kind of figure out, kind of decide for our own what we feel like makes sense. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I hate to be the one to call them liars. It's like, no, you're greedy. But sometimes it does feel that way. It does feel that way sometimes, and even this time right here, when they recommended the retrofits, I'm like, man, I didn't feel that was ethical. You know what I mean? There was once upon a time, about 1.5 years ago, when Liam was on the show, and he actually had put a Hellstrike build up for sale. He regrets that. To this day, he regrets ever doing that, because at the time he didn't see the problem. He just knew he wasn't working, and he could have used a couple extra bucks, you know. So he thought he could make some money, and he did make a little bit of money. But then it's like afterwards he realized it's like, well, we're supposed to be here to help the community, and that's not what I did. Okay, so he kind of, you know, violated his own principles. He just didn't think about it. But anyway, it just seems to me now that with Kixeye recommended these builds, they're kind of doing the same thing, aren't they? Aren't they saying, look, go ahead and give us some money, you know, and you can have these, you know, and the raid will be easier for you. You know, I mean, that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, but they're not good builds, though. You look at the builds that they've posted on their forum, and they're rubbish. Absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
Like the video, that video they posted for the VHs. Wow, you couldn't even do the first one on the Siege campaign, where my RAF and 2 Rhinos and me Aegis, I could do the first one and the second one before I had to go repair.
Yeah, but he did say that was only from Researchable Tech for me, for you know, the middle player. He did say that.
That wasn't researchable.
Oh, I mean, you know what I mean. Like, it wasn't the ants pants that only some of us have got. It was what most people have.
But the problem there, Toxic, is then he's turning around and saying he expects the middle to low players to spend 15 coins to get a half of a stage one done and continue coining. But personally, this, you know, I don't know if you guys agree. This reminds me of a situation you get at work sometimes. Some people do. You know, where the boss goes, if you don't like it, you know where the door is. This is. I feel like Kixeye's telling me, coin or else. If you don't like it, you know where the door is.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Yeah. I would actually disagree in saying that.
Go ahead.
I disagree that the builds they set involved tech that most of us have. If you looked at it, a lot of it was tech that some of us probably still don't have because it's random Forsaken mission drop. Point in case, every single ship I saw had Speed System 5. Just about every single ship I saw had some form of tech that was either end-game Forsaken mission or just hadn't been released in God knows how long.
The fleet the developer used, it had Speed System 3. It was Missile System, Speed System 3.
In the video, perhaps, so some of the other builds that Rooster posted. If you look at all those.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. But I was just wanted to point out that what the developer used was pretty standard tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and just in regards to what you just said, Wayne, at this point, it's not even coin or get out, because a lot of people on this panel, myself included, do coin, and we still can't do shit. At this point, it's like spend $1,000 a month or get out.
Oh yeah, I was just elaborating on like the low end, like we were talking about the low end, you know.
As far as if you don't like it, there's the door, get out. We kind of took a poll of the panel, and most of us, at least for this weekend, have stepped out that door. This is the easiest raid I've ever done, because I'm done. I was done after the first target. Congratulations, Kix. You finally figured out a way to give me my weekend back.
Can I just say something? You know, when I always got new factions, like the Reavers, let's say, when they actually first came out, they were world map targets, weren't they? And they actually eased them in for us, where this raid, it's not an ease for us, because when we did that Reaver one, we had the Stingrays, and then all we had to do was refit an ARB for that slowdown ring, and we killed them easy. We did it cheaply.
No, this one's like a drive-by colonoscopy.
Oh, what?
Yeah, but if you're in the target and you get hit by those corrosive missiles or whatever you want to call them, and you think, okay, it's time for me to get out. You can't. Your reset timer or your your get out timer doesn't start until the corrosive has worn off on the ship.
I didn't know that.
You can't even drive away and thinking, oh yeah, the timer will start the bar will start filling up. No, it won't. Not until the corrosive has finished his damage on your hull or on your fleet.
Yep.
And it lasts quite a while.
It does.
20 seconds, I think.
Something like that.
Imagine, having it built up like on one ship at a time. It's just going to keep going faster and faster.
Yeah. So what does everybody think about this new scythe? Everybody's seen the videos. So what do you think?
To me, it looks like crap. I had a feeling when I first saw the numbers on the splash and spread. I'm like, wow, it had a 14 splash and a 75 spread, and I'm like, man, it's going to have a hard time hitting anything. I was just thinking 14 is a lot smaller than 75, so 8 volleys, or there's going to be not 8 volleys, but 8 salvo, right, coming out and covering this area, and it just seems to me like maybe a quarter of them might actually hit close and do damage, and they're slow like mortars. It might as well be a mortar.
Yep. Also, the one in the video, if you've noticed, that's the depth size they're using as well, because it's like it got a yellow tint to it. Where I was on, one of our ally members has built one on a Neptune, and he did a drag base with one. He put Trident missiles on with that normal scythe on, and he killed all of the drag base with the Tridents. The the scythe didn't even land before everything were killed. That's how slow it is.
I'm not real impressed with it, obviously. I don't think anyone is. I'm just wondering if they're going to release a better heavy weapon in the future.
Or possibly an accelerant like mortars.
Yeah.
I've got this question to put to you. Do you think anything in this raid is a game changer as far as prizes go?
I would have really liked to have that Aegis.
Yeah, the Aegis.
That Harlock Aegis is, but I think this raid is actually to get if it would have been doable for most people, is to get the kit so you could actually do the next raids onwards. That's me personally.
And I'd hate to see what the next raids were like if these were to prepare us for the oncoming ones, because then nobody's going to have. Well, I'm not going to say nobody, but very few comparatively number of people are going to have the tech to be able to do well in the next raid if that was their intent.
That's what I mean. If everybody could do it, they could have got the tech, then they'd have been prepared for the next one as well with the new tech.
But that's where I'm also disappointed in some of my own alliance, to be honest, and I'll openly say this, where some of them are late. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not criticising coin as people should coin, but if people have just gone out and said, look, I'm not going to coin this raid, I'm not going to do this, it might convince them to actually make it the next month raid actually more doable.
I think the fact that they've released a video, they've reduced the damage, they've increased the points payouts.
Whoa. They reduced the damage on a target that none of us is going to hit.
That's correct, but
they can't find it.
The point is that have we ever seen that type of a reaction in the middle of a raid before? They've also extended the raid another day.
Yeah,
have we ever seen anything like that before?
I have seen once or twice damage reductions in the middle of a raid before, yeah. But as far as, here's a video on how to do it, no, I've never seen that in the middle of a raid.
Now, so I've seen damage reductions, point increase, sometimes a little bit of both, but the video thing is useless in my opinion as it was. That's a first.
But hang on, they didn't change anything during the raid because I thought they couldn't change things during the raid. Well, being sarcastic.
Yeah, I think we all know better than that now, and they've actually admitted to that last month. So
I thought I was the one where
sarcastic.
Plus, I used to be a medium coiner or a small to medium coiner. Now, if I was to go and coin $50 in this raid, I might be able to get the 9mm for the Scythe. Now, what am I going to do with it? If I don't have the ship, I can't put it on anything, can I? Because it needs that special slot.
Yeah, you gotta have the right, gotta have the right slot. Yeah.
So anyone who thinks of getting that Scythe, think about, if you haven't got the ship, don't bother about the missile.
No, and you need a minimum of you need at least 4 of them as well if you're going to build a fleet.
So
and the size is only 3.75 million. When you say 9 million, you're talking about the Trident missile.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't Trident. Yeah.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to.
Remember, Apollo 7 is coming soon, so there's going to be a weight increase. So how's this going to factor in for the Neptune and the heavy weapon Scythe?
Build
Well,
more.
the problem I see with the Neptune is the maximum weight of the hull. You've got to basically, why bother having it if you're not going to put that the Psi on it? So there's 1,000 tons right there. Doesn't leave a lot left over for all those additional weapon slots, armor slots, and special slots.
Yeah.
Well, and like what I just totally don't get is they know they screwed up. They know they screwed up bad, but why can't they just reduce the difficulty in half instead of like, oh, here's 4 million points. Oh, we'll make this one target easier. Oh, we'll make everything pay out a little bit. Just admit how bad you screwed up and cut everything in half.
That's another thing as well. They've made the point payout a bit better, only slightly better, but they haven't changed the points on the tokens.
Even that they give you more points for every target. That's not really the point. I mean, for all I care, they could have taken some points away from the target. Just make it easier so that you can actually do it, and you can actually play. But you can't. You got one fleet. I've thrown several fleets at an elite. Can't get through that.
All right, I'm just looking at this right now. 84 death size have been dropped.
I guarantee they're padding that number because I don't see enough sectors having the sector bar open to hit those targets to get that many drops.
Are you really suggesting there might be a graphical error?
No, there's never been.
I'm suggesting they're flat out lying to us. That's what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, I don't think there was an error involved there. I think it was an intent to deceive.
I think that we also have to keep in mind the probability of the drop. What's the what's the probability of getting one of the prizes? And my guess would be just about every time you hit one of those targets, somebody's going to get one of those death size.
Yeah, I say mine says 87.
So we got seven protos, 6 tokens, and 84 death sides. So that makes it pretty obvious they're handing those out just about every time one of those things gets hit. Because we all know there aren't that many sectors with the bar open.
Nope.
Yeah, and they want people to go for the Neptunes, and they want them to build them. So they probably are handing those death sites out like crazy.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the problem is if you don't open your sector bar, then nobody's going to be doing it. So to me, they should be upping the points very, very quickly if they want to get some a bit more money as well.
All right, I'm just gonna hit this with my Artemis, so you can see that the slow effect.
And to back something Joel set up, I didn't get a chance. Joel said about the drones. I just threw a fleet out of a different combination fleet, and in my thing was two lots of drones, and the drones at some stages were right on the sub, and I could see the sub, and it was doing no damage.
Which drones were these?
Piranha.
Oh, the P drones.
Well, I'm personally looking forward to my bank balance going up by at least £400 a month. So,
has anyone considered writing in a ticket to Kixeye accusing Kixeye of hacking, like reporting them to themselves?
yeah, they ban themselves.
Well, in stars they can do what they want, can't they? They can change anything. So,
you know, I don't know if I should go there or not, but I guess I'm going to anyway because I just mentioned it. But if you were to imagine what Battle Parks is going to look like towards the end, I mean, does it seem like maybe there might be some actually malicious intent You know, or maybe the intent is to push people out and to lighten the load on their side.
Possibly.
You know, I mean, I'm just kind of curious. I mean, it just seems like they have so much potential in this game, and for them to appear to be pushing people out, it just seems counterproductive. And you know, I like they're just trying to lessen their liabilities. You know what I mean? Or I don't know. Maybe that's not the correct word to use, but I don't know. I hate to suggest. I mean, because they always say that, you know, there's a lot of stuff coming. They're hoping for years, but I know in the beginning of Battle Pirates, it seemed like they had a game plan that was a couple of years long. You know what I mean? And now it seems like they don't have a game plan more than 2 or 3 months out. You know, it seems like they're always struggling now with their game plan, and it just seems like they're winging it so much, and they don't really know what the heck they're doing or have any, you know. And they don't have a real goal anymore. You know what I mean? It just seems like they're just putting stuff out there.
Well, that's what happens when you're laying off half your workforce every couple months.
Yeah.
Frankly, since the layoff, it looked like their game plan is as soon as they finish the last line of code, shove it out the door. I mean, we all said slow down. David Scott was in chat a couple months back and said we wouldn't have to coin our asses off for the changes coming in the game. And since then, it's been a fire hose. What have we had in 3 months? We've had, what, 7, 8, 9 new hulls, half dozen new weapons. We had 2 months ago, we had a game-changing weapon come out. It's already obsolete. The D98s, you might as well not even take them out of your base, because the only place they're any good now is in base defense, and then they're not even good because guys, you know, with that Borbus Gore Saber can crack them.
If you look at it, they brought out the Rhino, and I really thought they were on the right track when I saw that the 2-day build, and you can fully build a Rhino in 7 days without armor, but you can all specials, all weapons, 7 days, and you've got a Rhino sitting right there. You can go play with it. And I thought, hey, Kix is on the right way. And then they do this, and it's like a totally reverse, and I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, the fan base of Battle Pirates, I don't think you could do that at any other game or shop or anything where you overcharge, you don't deliver, and yet people are still here and trying to play and trying to support Battle Pirates.
Do you know how many days the new Harlock Aegis is to build fully kitted out?
35.
24. 24 days. So from the last raid, they've just gone backwards again. And the Neptune fully kitted out is 22 days.
Yeah, just the base hull for the new Aegis is 10 and a half days. I've got it in my shipyard right now.
Well, I guess I know we still got like another 15 minutes, so I don't know if there's any other points anybody wanted to bring up. I mean, I know we talked a little bit about the prizes. We talked about the hulls, and then we talked about the event. And how about the time-limited campaigns? I mean, is anybody thankful for the time-limited campaigns? I mean, I know I already did the token one.
Done a token one, yeah. But like you said earlier on your other show, on your Twitch price, they're bringing out that uranium one tomorrow. I'm full. That's no good to me.
Yeah, I'm pulling uranium myself. It's not going to do me any good.
No.
The only campaign we want is the one that stopped.
Crew one, exactly. That would have been nice.
Just one question about the coin or the token one. Do you have to use your tokens before you can get to the next level, or can you have all the tokens without using them?
You can get all the tokens without using them.
But if you want to get it in the raid, you do have to.
Yeah.
You did all the token campaign.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the token campaign fills you up. So if you're going to do the campaign and then buy any tokens in the raid, you have to be in the middle of building a ship and start using them as you're cashing in the new ones, or cashing in 4 new ones.
No, I was just wondering the actual campaign. So I hadn't done it for a while.
Bless you. Bless you.
Sorry about that.
I would have rather seen 2 Drac Attack campaigns as opposed to a Drac Attack and a Let It Burn, because if you're trying to help me do refits, well, you should be giving me twice as many Drac Attack campaigns.
I mean, I just hope that Kix watches the show and does something, even if they take 20% damage of all the siege and the elite campaigns. That'd be good.
I'd be willing to bet.
It'd be a positive.
Yeah, it would be, but I would be willing to bet they've already made what adjustments they're going to make.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I hate this. Actually, I don't hate to say this. If they've made the adjustments that they're going to make, I've made the adjustment I'm going to make, and that is find something else to do.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, me personally, generally during raid time, it's like I have another game that I consider full time, and I actually even consider it my primary game now. Battle Pirates is something I really just do for the community now, because most people who get on my Twitch stream prefer to watch me play Battle Pirates than my other games. So, but anyway, so Battle Pirates it's the main reason why I play it is really just for the community these days. And but one thing I will say, I think everybody is pretty much, getting really fed up, and I think the community as a whole can't scream any louder. I think the community as a whole, I think, is just done trying to scream. It's just what it seems like, and just say, look, fix the game. This is what we want. And it just seems like, when you get that kind of resistance, when instead of them, when they say they hear you, but their actions tell you that they don't hear you.
Yeah.
It's kind of silly, isn't it? I mean, when they're saying, well, we're listening, and I actually told Doom Rooster that too, and I said, Doom Rooster, by claiming to be listening, you're not doing yourself any favors. And I hate to say, Doom Rooster, I hope you're watching right now, and I just want to say directly, that the community wants to listen. I mean, your guys, your crew. I don't know if you're relaying our message and they're not listening to you, maybe you need to scream louder for the community. But when you say stuff like you're listening, people are saying that or feel like it's coming from you, okay, and it's definitely wrecking your credibility, okay, and people are actually starting to feel like they don't have a voice, they don't have anywhere to go, nobody's listening, and they're turning the game off, okay, and that's not good for Kixeye. We would like to see you guys start succeeding again, okay, and obviously, you guys continuing the status quo, which you've been doing, is not working. You've already had 2 layoffs this year. Okay, I'd rather not be 3. My guess is by the timing of it, the next one's going to be right around Christmas. Okay, and I think we'd all rather not see that happen. Because as I understand, you guys are down to a skeleton crew already.
It's bad. One of the 4 moderators ups and leaves publicly breaking rules.
I was just going to mention that. One of the moderators has quit, and also a couple of other moderators, they're not even bothering with the raid because they don't like it. They're like us, it's too tough.
And to add to what Price just said, what was I can't remember the exact quote for the thing, so somebody else might remember it. What is it? It's supposed to be by gamers for gamers to game, or something?
Really?
Do you know? That's the biggest thing that annoys me.
That was for their employment ad.
And if it's supposed to be gamers making games for gamers, I'm just kind of curious, how many gamers do you actually have there that are still working on the development team? And are they proud of what they're putting out? Would they play it? With the current costs, the way I'm sure there's a lot of fun to be had if you can afford it, okay? But that's the kicker, okay, is who the heck can afford it. We got our resident whale over here, Dirty Harry, okay, and he has had enough, okay. He's tired of being soaked, okay. You guys are soaking the same people every month, multiple times a month. They're fed up. You got to stop. Stop doing what you're doing. Just plain and simple.
Price, but when they do play, they play with 27,000 coins, so they don't care.
Yeah, they're not used to having to put in a credit card number, are they?
No.
Well, I mean, we've talked about testing in the past, and it's pretty clear that they didn't test any of this with real-world conditions. They were using funny money, and they were using R-16 fleets. Because if they'd have been using our fleets, they'd have realized it's not fun, and it's broke. And it's broke because it's going to break the player.
Yeah.
See, what I said earlier is that, you know, they want them to listen, and they say they're listening, but are they understanding? Listening and understanding is two different things.
I think when you talk about listening, one of the things that we might be misinterpreting, when they say they're listening to us, what they're doing is they're looking at their balance sheet and they're saying, okay, they're willing to pay to play the game. So yeah, a bunch of people are complaining, but that's not obviously what they're saying and what they're spending doesn't line up. This is also the first raid where I know I've cut back considerably, and a lot of the other whales that I'm aware of are also not playing. As Price mentioned, a lot of us are in the same sector. There's quite a few big whales in this sector. Most of them are doing, and most of us are doing absolutely nothing. Or like I'm sitting here right now waiting for my V2Hs to repair. I'm not going to coin them.
I got a question, quote, and a question for Dirty Harry. And sorry, Dirty, it's only because you're probably a good one to answer it. The quote was from Doom when he said he tested this raid out and he said he had fun. Now, here's my question for you, Dirty Harry. As a coiner, did you have any fun?
I called that out when Price was going down the list. That's the problem with this raid. It's no fun. There's no way to find any little tricks. There's no little nothing that I found anyway to make it easier.
To find,
yeah, to make it more exciting, to make it more challenging, to drive the right pattern, to avoid this sonar ring, so you can none of that is there. It's just put your head down and bull rush it, or get out.
And it feels like a chore.
Absolutely.
See, I'm not blaming Kicks for this. It's the world economy. But for me to buy one coin, it costs me $1 and almost 30 cents. That's to buy one coin. Oh, sorry, 10 coins. It's $1.30. So it's going to cost me a lot of money to buy $50 worth of coins or $500 worth of coins. Now, I was going to do that. I was willing to do it, but not the way this ride has panned out.
Yeah, there's no value there. Go ahead, Bryce.
There isn't, no.
Yeah, I think. Well, we want Kickstarter to succeed, but we want it to succeed too, right? And that's the issue is that they've taken success away from the players. Okay, we're all struggling. There's nothing to be found. I mean, it's like if you can go in there and you can get your hits in, but your hits do absolutely nothing, there's a problem. And yeah, definitely. I agree with you guys 100%. I mean, we want to feel successful too. But it's like you don't want us to be successful. I mean, I think they're just trying to let us know that they hold all the cards, and yeah. And apparently we don't hold any. Our money has absolutely no value. Is what it feels like.
We do hold one card. It's a card with the Visa logo on it.
Or MasterCard. Get it?
Yeah, well, either one.
And I think it's obvious that they saw very quickly in this raid that those Visa cards weren't coming out.
Exactly.
Well, sadly, I did pull mine out. I regret it. I do. I regret it. I wish I hadn't have done it, but I was a sucker. I was on a high, and I felt good, and I thought Kixeye was going to fix it. This was going to be a great raid, and I was wrong.
Well, last raid I spent, I think, about in the region of 1,500 coins on my own raid and helping others. And I'm not going to do that again. Not with this format. No way.
Yeah, that's another big thing. Not only am I not spending coin to hit my own targets, I can't spend coin to help other people. Now, granted, there's the whole thing about why should they allow some smaller player for me to go in and win big prizes for him? Why do they care? That's money in their pocket. If I'm spending my money to help my alliance mates or sector mates or whatever,
that's your choice.
That's right. Why do they care?
That's just a source of revenue for them, right? They should be cool with that. Just like the leaderboard, that's a source of revenue.
Yeah.
And is it still broke? Have they not? I mean, I think they said they did fix it, but it's just not fixed this particular event. So it won't be. It'll be fixed going forward, but it's not fixed yet.
Yeah, it's fixed, but it's incorrect.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Joel said it is fixed.
Here's the funny thing. Like, all this time we thought money was what motivated them, but when you have people like Santana and his crew quit and like Phantom Assassin quitting, and they still don't change anything, seems to me that money doesn't even motivate them.
Well, I think we all know.
Go ahead, Harry.
Sorry to interrupt. I think we all know that there are some major players, major coiners in the game that spend a significant amount of money. But when you really look at the broad user base, as we all know, the guys that are putting in $100 a month, a couple $100 a month, whatever, the amount of money that they're spending far outweighs anything that I would be spending, or Santana, or any of the other big players that have quit. So those guys quitting probably isn't hitting the bottom line as significantly as having the mid-level coiners back off, which is obviously what everybody's doing now because they don't have the fleets, regardless of how much coin, unless they want to put thousands into building a fleet and ranking it.
Yeah, the leaderboards are actually still wrong, by the way. If Joel just said the global was 54 million as the top guy, and there's guys in our sector that have over 97 million that have already finished.
Yeah, but what I was saying, Jeff, I think they fixed it, but they haven't corrected the points. They've only fixed it and got it going right, but all I noticed was only adding points from after that. It didn't add the points that people got before that.
Yeah.
Like, I started getting my points on it, but I didn't get the points that I had before they fixed it.
Yep.
So pretty much the leaderboards don't work. So the leaderboards are still broke.
Yep.
Because if they don't reflect reality, then they're broke. I mean, who's going to coin to be at the top of a leaderboard when you've already done 150 million and it doesn't reflect it on the leaderboard? I mean, what's the point?
Has anybody seen this video that Kix has put out about the Neptune hit on the base? And the quote by Kix or by Doom Rouster, Neptune's hitting a top base. Now that's a joke itself. That's not a top base. Where's the sodding Wendy? How many enforcers are there? The damn Proto's weak. It got killed straight away.
Well, the Protomastodon, he had it sitting right next to the rim. That's not supposed to be where the Protomastodon is. It's not supposed to be right next to the rim. It's supposed to be where it can't be prepped.
Yeah, the Omega didn't even have the right guns on it.
No.
And the enforcers didn't fire until it went around the back of the base in as well.
Speaking of scurry fleets, I got a question for everyone. Is it possible to have a level 101 fleet and it's nothing but regular interceptors?
I don't think it is.
No, why?
I wouldn't think so.
101?
Yeah, 101.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a hack.
Yeah, no, not.
I think 52 or 53 is the highest I've ever seen on a fleet.
59 is the highest I've seen, and that was the Hell Strikes.
Yeah, 59. You're right.
59.
Never seen 60. If you see 100, report them.
No, it's not something I can report. Someone tried to share a video.
No.
Well, all right. Well, I think everybody's kind of had their say. I do appreciate everybody on the panel and everybody in the chat from coming out. It was it was an energetic show. I expected it to be, and so I'm glad everybody came out, and hopefully everybody feels a little bit better. We'll probably be doing another stream later I don't know. I'm waiting on some ships to repair. I'm just right now. I'm not satisfied. I'm not ready to start coining. Is because I don't have a plan yet. So once I have a plan, a way that I can see me getting points at a decent amount of coins spent, then I'll start coining. But I don't have that yet.
When you get that plan, Price, share it with me.
Yeah, amen. If I get that, I'll share it. But if I don't have one, if they don't actually fix the event before then, and hopefully if they're not doing it today, hopefully they get it done by tomorrow. Because the extra 24 hours isn't going to help me much. I'm not going to lie, because I got to work. I got a job.
Yeah.
I
want to throw out a special thank you to you, because I don't believe we were supposed to have a roundtable this week.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was just going to mention that, Harry. Well done, Price. Thank you for that.
And in my drunken state last night, I think I talked you into it, and I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate you giving everybody the opportunity.
Thanks, Bryce.
Cheers, Bryce.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's all
Bryce.
Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Bryce.
thank
Really
you.
appreciate the opportunity to talk.
I think he's gone bright red now.
Yeah.
It never even dawned on me that it was Raid Weekend. It's like, oh, that's right. Good point. Because before I saw him post the link, I was going to ask, has anyone got this covered?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm sorry we didn't have one last weekend. There was nothing I could do about it. I was around, but I was on call, and I just didn't want to be in a position where I couldn't disconnect the show or whatever at the end. So it could have potentially went on for several hours. And I did end up getting called also during the time when the show was going to be on. So that ended up happening. But anyway. You guys, again, thanks everybody for coming out on the panel and everybody for joining on the chat. Y'all have a pleasant weekend doing whatever it is that you're doing. If you're having the event, if you can find something, tell us. Y'all take care.
Bye-bye, all.
American football starts this weekend.
Yeah. Go Colts. Go Colts.
There you go.